These women aren't friends out for a run, they're actually undercover police officers taking to the streets in Surrey as part of a new operation trying to stop people catcalling and harassing female runners.
We get honked at, the staring, the hanging out of the window just to look at us, and it's so prevalent.
And police teams are ready to intervene the moment the officers are beeped at, followed or shouted at, pulling people over.
Those kind of behaviours may not be criminal offences in themselves, but they still need to be addressed. And of course, the people that are likely to commit those kind of behaviours, you know, they may then go on to commit more serious offences or more serious behaviours.
So it's got Surrey police are deploying female officers in plain jogging attire to run in key locations across the county as part of new measures aimed at tackling harassment against runners. The force acknowledged the problem was a significant worry for women and girls in the area, describing such behaviour as unacceptable. Support teams accompany the volunteer officers from a distance, ready to intervene if they face catcalling or harassment during their runs. See, so obviously the whole so let me just start from the beginning. I'm gonna say I think this whole operation that was happening, yeah, I think it's actually I don't think it even makes any sense, and I think it's actually a joke, and I'll tell you why. Let me address the first thing. The whole thing with like harassment and the catcalling, harassment and that kind of stuff, I think, well, that's been a problem. That's been a problem for a while now. We a lot of us are, well, some of us are aware of, not all people. Some of us, including myself, are aware of this as a problem generally with harassment. However, my thing is about this, yeah, and before I get into the comments, I just think this doesn't make sense. You got the guy saying, "Oh, well, it's not a crime, but just in case if someone does that, hypothetically, it could lead to something more serious down the line later." I don't think that. I think when you're starting to police areas like morality, this is where we start having issues. Because here's the thing. Now, you're mentioning obviously the whole staring. First of all, what is staring really? I mean, I know what staring is, but what is staring? What is it that you're in a car and then someone looks at you? Let's not pretend. Because to me, if you're in a car and then you see someone that you find to have a look, you can't sit there and say, what are you quantifying as staring? Like, seriously. To me, it don't make no sense. And I know that I might get a little bit of heat for this particular part, but I just think that this kind of thing is not it. The whole thing, this thing is not it. I've been outside and I've actually this is me personally, yeah? And this is not about me, this thing, but I'm just saying that I've had a woman admire me from a car before. And then when I was like, I think she was, because I remember, and then she was like, oh, she's just taking a look. Now, this was an older woman as well, you know. That's my experience, and this is not even that long ago. I want to say this was I think it was last year. It was even I can't remember if it was earlier in the year or last year. Yeah, and that happened, and she was like, "I was just taking a look, blah blah blah," and to me, nothing of it, whatever in it. Now, girls, I understand that girls. I'm a guy, so girls is different. But here's the thing, man. Are we really going to this idea now that you're going out your way to get to jog and basically look for a guy that you can say is looking at you? Because here's the thing: if you've now gone out your way to say we're not going for an actual jog, which is physical exertion and exercise, we're going to find a way to say that, oh, a guy looked at me and he can sit there, he can pull you up. I just don't think that's the way to go about it. If that makes sense, I think it's a bit silly. So in this comment section is very interesting because you got guys and girls also saying things. We literally have bigger problems. Someone says, taxpayers' money. Are they going to do this at Carnival? Not really undercover anymore. Just ruin the whole plan. Uh, someone's got. I think it's a good idea actually. This girl's got what a waste of time. Now that's interesting that she says this. Uh, someone's got. I agree. I can't see what they're actually preventing. I'm glad someone agrees with me on this. I comment on this on just. I'm just news. I got blasted in the comment section. You would though. Now, this girl mentioned so protecting secondary school girls and primary school girls who are called on a daily basis is a waste of time. Now, I think this comment is quite disingenuous. Most people that are sensible should know, well, the ones people that are not sickos anyway, should know this. Now, the schoolgirls, that is more of a concern, the schoolgirls. But that's not what we're really talking about. We're talking about they're not coming from that angle. Yeah, anything like that, that is, whoa, that's more than just like a, that is something to be looked into proper. Um, I don't know why they kind of derailing the argument there. Someone's got Google the pyramid of violence. This isn't wasted effort if you understand how these are normalized. Harmful behaviors can escalate. Well, that's true. They can escalate. Tackle the foundation of the problem, and you minimize the risk of worse happening down the line. Now, whether you think about what you think about someone looking at you or someone horns the card if you think someone that's nice, that's how some relationships actually started. Now, some women actually don't even mind it. Some do. I think I said this similarly the other day. Some of them have, it started off through something. Yeah. Some of it depends on how you do it. Because I think there's a fine line between harassment, saying that, but the whole looking at thing, I remember seeing that. I'm unsure about that one. May not be a criminal offence in themselves. Well, stop wasting taxpayers' money then. That's what this person thinks. Just shows how much the UK is finished. Unpopular opinion, this girl says. This is exactly why so many people are single. How the hell is anyone supposed to even attempt to chat up anyone anymore? This is true. And then you got this whole thing about, at the same time, like, oh, men have stopped approaching women. Now, that's a whole nother... There's so many layers to this kind of conversation. When you thought the police couldn't get money more embarrassing. The whole thing, I think someone mentioned it in a comment section the other day. I can't find it. Obviously, there's been a lot more comments since. They said, like, isn't it like entrapment? Maybe, and that's obviously a crime. But the thing is, though, like, I just don't like, how does that even come into your head, this whole thing? Okay, this comment. This is from a woman. So a man cannot try with a woman anymore. Now I understand why everyone is gay in this country. Yeah, lol. Wow. But not stopping the pedos. Yeah, people always say that, to be fair. Anyway, that's enough for the comment section for now. But it's interesting that you got quite mixed reviews.
Yeah, someone also, I saw another comment, and this is, I've been saying this for years, you know. I've been saying this to people for years. Someone said, like, with the whole regards to, like, the look, the approaching, and someone's going to get triggered by this. And I mean, no offense by this, but I'm sorry. I know this, I got to say my observation. I got to keep it 100. I'm just being real. Some women consider it be harassment the fact that they even got approached by a guy that they don't find attractive on a pure physical attraction point of view. Not anything he's even done, just the fact that he's even bothered approaching. And then another guy that they think is a bit of eye candy in their opinion, yeah, they will say that, oh, he's flirty, he knows how to, he probably gets women, and he understands them and all this kind of stuff. Tell me I'm lying, innit? And that is why I've always found this whole harassment thing quite dodgy, innit? On both sides, from guys and girls' point of view. Like, we're in an era now where a lot of people do things online such as like on like dating apps is like the new thing. Even though they say dating apps have been dead for time now, we've had things there. There's been things coming reports now saying that men are not approaching women no more, and I think what this whole thing is now, there's just so much. There's obviously there's a lot of tension at the moment between men and women in like the era we're in at the moment. Like the whole approaching, who can approach, who can't approach, where can you approach, where's not appropriate. Do you know what I mean? There's so many contradictions with this whole thing. A lot of people actually meet their boyfriends or girlfriends or like they're going to be wives or husbands at the workplace. Some people think, oh no, workplace should be business. You move to a girl. If I'm a guy, if you move to a girl at work, bro, depending on if she likes you or not. But how would you know without approaching? Because at the end of the day, you still got to mostly got to do the approaching as a guy. Then if she thinks you're you're a meaty, it could be a HR report's gone in. If not, you won't hear from HR. You understand? It's things like that, man. That's just a bit mad. And this is the probably. I don't know, man. I think that's a joke. But then at the same time, yeah, I do question. I don't lie to you. Any female that thinks so that kind of thought goes into her head that, you know, I'm gonna actually go out my way to not to jog, but I'm looking for guys that may honk their own or they may look. I wouldn't want to be around someone like that, bro. Because to me, in my opinion, I don't trust you, man. That's to me is weird, bro. Like to me, look, harassment is bad, isn't it? Yeah, it's a bad thing. But like, if it's gonna happen to you, think of a better operation than that. Because to me, you're just gonna look for any guy that just looks for more than a second, and you're gonna say, "Oh, we're gonna pull you up." And you're probably thinking, "What the hell's going on?" It don't look to me. The optics just don't look right, innit? It's not a good thing. But anyway, like I could tell you things about that particular force. But that's just conversation for another day, if I'm honest. But yeah, you already hear force. I could tell you things about them, but that's for another day. About these police, how they carry on sometimes. Yeah, guys, what do you think? Do you think do you think this makes sense? Do you think it's a waste of time? Do you think that it's been well thought through? Because a lot of people thinking it's a bit of a joke, and it's from men and women. Some people talk about schoolgirls and all that kind of stuff. I don't know why we talk about schoolgirls. That's a whole different ecosystem. If you're a grown adult and you're honking at schoolgirl, that's not even a jogging issue. You need to be looked at. You need to be investigated. You need a whole 360 investigation. We need a whole 360 investigation on you if that's what you're on. Yeah, that's not even to do with like a jogging issue or anything like that. But then what's so interesting, the key thing was he said not a criminal offense. So then what are you really doing, bro? Like, you know what I mean? To say that you have real crime to stop. I think more thought needs to be put into things like this. I don't think this is it, in my opinion. Anyway, guys, if you like the video, please subscribe to the channel. Like the video, subscribe, share it, put a name, put it on your wall, whatever it is, and stay tuned. Blessed.